We'll have to see what Yatoro is able to pull off on the other side of the river here. It is Ghost, who has picked up this jug. This is one of his go-to heroes while we were in the DPC. So the question, again, is always on Ghost, what he's going to do in this game. They had a very good second game. I don't want to say that that was on Ghost. He played really well, but I feel like Somnus really picked it up with that OG. It was the perfect counter pick to the Spirit lineup. And now Somnus, of course, on this Luna. Who are they more reliant on when it comes down to it on this RNG side?
It would definitely have to be the Juggernaut. He is the only real answer they have to the Phantom Lancer, so if he gets shut down, won't really be anything other than maybe like a 25 Lion at some point. To be fair though, if Lion ever reaches level 25, this game I feel like is almost just over, because that AoE Hex Talon, all your illusions are instantly dead, and you Hex the real PL. Like, it's such a hard counter. Probably won't be seeing it, because it's like super late game. There's always a chance though.
All right, we might, if we get to that point, probably be in about a 70-minute game if we do see a Lion with level 25. We'll see. We take a look over mid. Somnus up against Toronto Tokyo. It's 4-0 to the Tinies, 5-3. So 3 early denies. Somnus, we've seen him have historic plays on this. The Rampage that came up during the Chinese DPC where he was just a sliver of health away from dead, ends up getting a Rampage with that Satanic. So we'll see if we're getting another instance of Somnus Lina and how it's going to be.
He's always very solid on the hero. He scales very nicely on the 2. He gets into a Shadow Blade eventually.
Blade Fury coming through, just trying to save X-Nova. And we've seen Slardar be very difficult to deal with. Amaru is one of those guys who played on this Slardar. His stance on this hero was just farm, 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 and eventually when the team needs me, I'll be there. They'll go in with the rebound. Southern Crush is down, but they still have the dispose. Scatterblast comes in, goes a little bit low. They've got themselves a Fire Snap Cookie. He doesn't have to spin the Southern Crush again. And Ghost is down for first blood as Collapse gets credit for the kill.
Only 1K ahead is just they're all laughing a lot.
A lot of haas. Chat, nice. You can join.
Especially after you lose a pretty rough game too, getting a good start is always very nice, feels very good.
It's the mental rebound you need, right?
Yeah. I was gonna make a Marcy joke, but...
Okay. I kind of set you up for it.
So you always say, I make lame jokes, you know. Alright, I'll never make a joke again. My bad, boys.
Hey, 50% of the time, it's funny every time, so try your hardest. Just make some jokes. You've got your spike in onto the Rubik as well as the Hex. They have the continued control to allow Chalice to get a kill here. Yatoro, Doppelganger, and what's Chalice's objective here? Is it more to build utility? Is it to just be that pusher, to get these towers and open up space for Ghost and Somnus? Or is it both? Is it none? Like, what is the main goal here if you're the Beastmaster in this game?
Beastmaster really only has one playstyle this game.
Right.
Or like, this patch rather. You get into the Dominator, you take the safe lane tower, and you slowly rotate towards mid, take the mid lane tower, get your Overlord.
They've got the Earth Spike in the Hex again. It's certainly not a kill here for RNG, but it's putting that pressure on. It's putting that thought in the back of their mind that maybe if we go too far out, we're in trouble. Blade Fury with Collapse by himself, but again, not a killing blow, but a lot of damage done to the Slardar over bottom.
Mid lane is also starting to get harder and harder. Back.
Toss, there it is. The rotation coming in from this Snapfire. LSA lands on the Tiny. They've got the help from the Marcy. They're going to look for the dispose on Toronto Tokyo, but he doesn't have the mana. Ooh, that looked like it set up nicely for a kill there onto the Tiny, but X-Nova just a little bit short of the mana needed to get that toss.
At least you Jack in the 1v1 scenario though. The Master's gonna come back bottom. Health back out again. Beastmaster though is free farming against the PL who was usually just considered a counter to the lane. Not anymore. Not since Dominator uses Helm of Iron. You just don't care about Phantom Lancer. Which is what I was very worried about. You lose lane as the PL, you get this Dominator, you lose the tower really fast, BM gets a free game. Snowball from there. It's a very scary hero Beastmaster is.
Yeah, top of the CS, doing his thing. And and Chalice very prominent on this hero, or dominant on this hero is probably the better word, is, well, with the mana drain Yatoro, you've got none of it, and Lion, you've seen the control, the Earth Spike, as well as the Hex. It's made things a little bit troublesome for them over top, but the question is, can they finally secure another kill up there? It was easy to get the Rubik, but they could take down PL and make his game that much harder. And I don't know if you exactly have the easiest time recovering in a game like this.
I mean, okay, let's just talk about the situation where PL is really big, right? He gets fast defusal, fast manta, fast hard. This game becomes incredibly difficult for RNG to actually play.
Right.
It's only Juggernaut can deal with it. If you ever double gang on the spin, suddenly nobody can deal with you. Kill the back line, Lina feels really sad, Beast Master feels really sad. Will the game get to that point though is the question. Maybe. Probably not. PL usually just loses like in the early mid game. Pressure too much.
Mira in trouble, the Hex is out. They've rebounded, they've disposed.
Probably not fine.
And well, with the Earth Spike, Fire Snap Cookie onto the high ground.
He's fine.
And he is in fact fine.
Thank you.
That's well done there to survive, especially with the two supports coming over. It ends up still being a 1v1 between the Slardar and the Jug. You can see a little bit of a CS discrepancy between the two, but nothing too crucial at the moment.
For Slardar, but that wards, let's see the rotation. I don't like this at all, because now you're leaving the Beastmaster solo, who's supposed to be the guy that snowballs from that good lane that he had.
Right.
But now he's still good in the lane, of course, but he could be dominant this PL.
Rebound again, looking for collapse.
Out of range.
Oh, X-Nova not in range for the dispose. They've got the Scatter Blast. It hits on a Ghost. They slither and crush Taka. They've got the Earth Spike, the Fire Snap Cookie to get him away from the Blade Fury, as well as the little Shredder just coming down onto these heroes. It ends up being just a little bit of a skirmish that goes nowhere. But now Toronto Tokyo's showed up. Avalanche, Toss, Scatter Blast, and the tree thrown over. Still not enough. And that has drawn the attention of mid to come bottom and leaves Somnus alone. We've talked about how leaving these heroes alone obviously gives them a bit of an advantage, and we'll see if Somnus takes advantage of it. Chalice so far by himself against Yatoro. He's doing all right. He is a little bit less than the net worth on the PL, but they go for the Blade Fury once again on the collapse. They've got the help of Mira, the little Shredder, the damage coming out on the Ghost. Oh boy, you don't want to give it up like that. And Toronto Tokyo, well, he's back. He's back like Godzilla, going in and going forward. X-Nova, he'll rebound away, trying to find some space. He goes into the trees, but collapse should stick with him. Fire Snap Cookie comes out. Kaka in trouble, taking a lot of damage thanks to the corrosive haze that is in, as well as the tree. And it is just not going well anymore for RNG over bottom. They do give some open space to Somnus as well as Chalice.
Yeah, who now finishes dominated, so the top card should be long for this world, unless there's going to be some rotations and kill Beastmaster. It's really not easy though with Hawk Vision around everywhere. Yeah, this game is actually looking very, very good for Team Spirit. I didn't expect Juggernaut to get crushed in lane like that.
Yeah, maybe a little bit too far forward there for Ghost. Kaka, he gets caught out. Low Shredder once again. They do have the help of X-Nova. They're continuing to keep this a tri-lane. They really want to take advantage of all this. But it's just so easy to get out with Fire Snap Cookie. I say that, but with the Blade Fury and going that far, he doesn't want to commit. Knowing that corrosive haze and with the tiny TPing in, he'd put himself in harm's way. So immediately Ghost, not as careless this time around, and retreats back, doesn't give up his life.
Tiny isn't farming at all, though. His net worth is dropping massively.
Yeah, he's now behind Ghost. It's like, cool, kill Ghost again or try, but Toronto Tokyo now losing the advantage that he had. Does, however, give Collapse solid spot, solid foothold at the top of the net worth.
Sure does. Yatoro is very happy in the jungle now as well. He got away with the lane phase that he wanted to have. It's very good for him. The top tower is taking a lot of damage. It's not defended.
Ghost really isn't able to step up in this lane anymore. It feels like he is just doomed to be locked out. The top tier 1, it goes down. Obviously, the pushing power is there from Chalice. He's got some help from Somnus, who makes the rotation. They open up the map a little bit, and they're going to TP down bottom, the Lina. So with this double damage, I believe it's about to run out anyway, so it's not going to matter all too much. But Spirit, they have smoked up themselves. They haven't exactly fallen off the lane just yet, but they are rotating towards mid, and they're in the jungle. hoping maybe to get something. They are showing the line over mid. Wraparound is in, and Xnova, he's not in the best spot to break this smoke, but so far so good for RNG, while Team Spirit don't get anything out of this movement. Maposhka over mid, hoping to get his levels.
Middle tower is under attack.
Very fast, obviously. He took it mid lane for like 3 minutes. Very happy at the 5 quick. For Xnova, but here's a rebound. We're gonna happen.
Cookie off the mark.
Yeah, I'm a little worried for the Tiny. Like, it's not a hero that comes back to games easily. He's more like a rich +4 right now than a mid laner.
Dire structures are fortified.
Stealing the hawk. They're trying to go. They're trying to get Maposhka. Ghost forced out of the lane. Kaka's moving forward, and, well, for a second gets blocked by that Centaur. They've got the Hex. They'll hit the Sun. Avalanche on it, too. Xnova behind him, but there goes Kaka. He's supposed to be legendary on this line, and right now it's been a little bit hurtful for him to be in this game. They go to the Multiverse Kisses as well as the Omnislave coming out of the Toronto Tokyo. They get the kill on Xnova. 2 heroes dead on the side of RNG, and the Blade Fury's not going to be enough to get the kill. Cookie at the end of the Blade Fury. They have the damage with the close to Haze. Double kill in for Mira, and Team Spirit get away with 3, and they lose nothing.
Slowly heroes down, dealing 600 damage. Ghost was kind of like, he just walked away, but instead he chased, right? But he only half chased. Like, either you go for the kill and then die after,
right?
But like, he went half, he didn't get the kill and then died, which is like the worst case scenario for him, unfortunately. Very indecisive play there. Very decisive play by it.
Yeah, they're very confident with their movement so far, and yeah, Toronto Tokyo, he's still behind Somnus, but at the moment, with all these movements, it's opened up PL to be top of the net worth. The way Collapse is playing, he's second on the net worth. Things so far are all doing well, and you can see, you look at this heat map for Toronto Tokyo, and then compared to Somnus, Somnus spending a lot more time over mid. Just that little blue highlight over bottom is when he TP'd in, and he really didn't do anything with that. But you can see, Toronto Tokyo, back and forth, like a Minuteman, looking for what to go for next. As he went through the river, he goes mid to bot, mid to bot.
He's already picked up on Continental as well. So good contracts there. Also the farming item. So
they found Xnova,
but he
disposed them down to the low ground. Tree toss isn't going to do anything. They are still trying to catch up with Fire Snap Cookie and maybe get an avalanche out. 3, 2, 1, rebound. They're out.
Under attack.
What an ability.
A lot of movement on that one. So Chalice up here with Kaka and Somnus. I don't think we've seen a Finger used yet. They have a lot of burst damage.
Yeah.
Laguna and Finger. It's going to be tough to survive both of that, especially if there's extra control from the Primal Roar as well. Primal Roar comes out. Kisses again from downtown. They've got the Laguna Blade. The LSA lands though. Oh, Somnus is in trouble, but he's saved by Kaka thanks to the Earth Spike. But the Avalanche comes in. Toronto Tokyo's there. They'll blast down Somnus and Kaka. 2 gone for their trouble. They only lose Maposhka. And, well, he's happy to be the sacrificial lamb on that one when it's very easy for them to retaliate. They want Ghost. He's down pretty low as well. He's forced to go up towards top, and he's not really doing anything in this game so far.
You know, I feel very worried for RNG right now. Somnus, he's had this history of, like, when his carry is not doing well, he's trying to do it himself, right? So he has Trebles queued up first item, while his carry is already massively behind. I don't know who of the team actually will have the fighting power or the staying power to take a team fight.
Right.
Like, Ghost can't do it, and if Somnus can't do it, then who? Like, Chalice alone? It's not gonna happen.
Now, I'm not trying to throw shade, just asking a simple question. Do you think it would be like this with God King?
Maybe. It has been like that with God King, right? When God King had bad games, Somnus like, alright, I guess I gotta do this. Then he takes a lot of the farm. He itemizes in a very greedy way. So he went Travels before BKB. And we saw a lot of Leaders. Even Somnus as well, because BKB first. And then into the Travels.
And now it's Travels BKB a little bit more greedy. The thing with God King is something that we learned, you know, we had those in-depth stats, was the damage to gold ratio, and God King, when he was with RNG, had one of the lowest, so he'd get a lot of farm, but he wouldn't really do anything with it. And that was one of the big reasons that they did end up pulling God King from the roster. They went to Ghost. Ghost is a 12k MMR player. He's been with SHA, he's been with other SEA orgs. This is his first time, big-time international LAN, and there's a lot of pressure when it comes down to that, and it's really tough to maybe be able to take away those jitters of, oh, I had a little bit of a bad start, so I'm going to have to show myself. Avalanche toss up into the air, into the Slithering Crush, a little alley-oop from downtown, and they'll get the kill on Somnus, taking him out again, and a killing spree there for Toronto Tokyo.
Yeah, and this game is starting to look really, really bad already. He's not going to get into his BKB too easily at all. And when he has his BKB, PL will probably have a Samantha. He'll be halfway to his heart. Challenge for the summer himself, which is the opener. Timing it before. You'll have a Alex from at the time as well. You cannot farm your way back to this game to get a fight. Like PL, we spoke about the timing. Once the heart is actually there, he will be unstoppable. Unstoppable, I mean, runes are running at you, and you kill them, and then more runes are running at you, and it never ends.
They're gonna try and smoke.
They're looking for Yaku, he just defeat toughness, so he's a little bit boxed in.
Got Ghost up there too. He's got Omni Slash thinking out of it with Primal Roar. There it is. This is a big kill to get it. They got it. Omni Slash committed. They want to make sure that they take down this PL, and that's exactly what you need to do. Collapse coming over to try and maybe get a little bit of a rebuttal, but it's not so easy. Maybe if they catch the two TP next to each other. Toronto Tokyo, it's a little bit late, but the idea was there, that's for sure.
He's gonna kill us exactly what they need.
Dyer's middle
For sure.
Gotta get the Overlord. Now they can pick up the pace a little bit.
You know, I do go on a little bit of a spiel. I do want to say that Ghost, he has come back from situations like this, and that's why RNG have put their continued support into somebody like Ghost, right? Especially in Division 1. They won the region. Technically best team in the region.
Technically. But Lucido, over the national.
At least not at the moment, but it does put him in a good spot to feel confident about. Getting this far thus far is certainly a good point to be at. Obviously with change going into Kaka throughout the year, he's been a big veteran here for the side of RNG. They work around him really well. He has showed the changes that RNG can make to be in a spot like this. So they're down a lot, but can they bring it back? And a lot, you know, 3K. Maybe at this point of the game that feels like a lot, but it's certainly doable. But Spirit, they're doing a very good job, right? They lose Yatra there. That's probably the big down mark. They get X-Nova in this situation. Their map movements, minus that one death on Yatro, has been pretty pristine.
Yep, definitely. Just overall, they look to be very nice again. They have lost like we did a game. Coming back to this. Then if we go to coach, Rada's looking good as well. He's being pretty quick on the also D1. Anything they can do about this? They're slowly TPing, but slowly you get Slaughter is ready.
Yeah, Gross pays minus armor on a Roche. Making entrance. Not really.
Somnus still. Oh, Somnus got Somnus.
Yeah, now in trouble. Avalanche as well as the toss. The team Power Ranger TP over bottom. Somnus, he's into the trees. He's trying to survive, but there it is. Collapse with the first hit badge. Somnus is dead on his screen already, and Collapse will get the kill. So they get Roche. They move over. Another perfect movement from Team Spirit. They've got the Aegis in PL's hands, and it's still lining up to be a good timing here for this Spirit lineup. They want more. They'll doppelganger forward. They're trying to find the vision. They look over for Kaka, who is hiding. Surviving. At least for now.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
Ancestors were
Maybe. Kind of movement.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he plays a lot of Ninja Guy.
The game was way different.
Must be good at it.
Way different. They look at potentially for Mira. There's a blink on Kaka, but you don't want to get baited in for like a plus 4 Snapfire. No, I said they're still thinking.
Yeah, and Collapse is right there. They're going to make this move, and potentially there'll be the rebuttal coming out. Collapse is waiting for the moment, waiting for them to be close. And there it is. There's the Slither Crush coming into the 3, but they've got the Primal Roar to follow it up. They go after Collapse. They have the LSA. They have the damage to get themselves 1. They look over and finish off a second. Collapse goes down 2, but they end up losing X-Nova and Kaka. So this is a little bit problematic. The also stolen. Ghost is in, but he's taking so much damage. Blade Fury, Doppelganger, the damage out on there, and they will turn Ghost into Casper once again. I mean, Yatoro is ready with the rest of his team, obviously minus the 2 heroes that died, and they were ready to retaliate. It wasn't the perfect retaliation, but when you get a kill on the Jug, you get both supports, it feels pretty worth it.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately it was still decent-ish trade, I guess, for RNG, because they still didn't have the BKB on the Lina. They didn't quite hit the timings. But yeah, every kill you give PL is bringing him closer and closer to that heart. He has a shot already, which makes his lance bounce. He's just going to become an absolute menace.
This is just falling apart a little bit here for RNG. Still the net worth kind of close, but you see the PL where he's at compared to anybody else, and he is really pulling away. The Phantom Lancer, he has got himself Manta. They've got the Blink as well as the Slithering Crush. X-Nova stands no chance. They've X'd him out. Chalice. Got the Boar, he's got Kaka, but he's got the rest of the team coming in. Avalanche is through, they'll throw the axes, but how is he going to survive this? Primal Roar committed on the collapse, but the Telthorn goes into the air, and now the stolen Primal Roar, they'll throw it back over. Your ears are really going to hurt with that one. Avalanche toss, and now your bones, your body are all obliterated as you will turn into mush.
Did you see how Rubik stole the Roar? He roared him, and he rushed towards me like, whoa! That's some Dragon Ball Z stuff.
Yeah. You take a look at the net worth, Yatoro compared to Ghost, it is just such a split of the moment. You can see how big it is. Ghost, he's found moments where he is got himself too far out. But they may have beaten Yatoro here. LSA to follow it up.
The team.
Mana drain and they get the Aegis. But do they have enough to get him twice? It doesn't look like they really want to commit. They're thinking about it for sure, but there's the Manta as well as the Doppelganger. Yatoro free to retreat.
They just had like a minute left on it, so not the worst step ever. Still forced a lot of reactions, right? And so here's the problem with this matchup. If Juggernaut is under farmed, he cannot really deal with PL at all once the heart comes online.
Right.
He really needs to be on par with the farm. Maybe if you get it to Mjolnir fast, but that's not gonna happen. Like they need to win one of the team fights for him to beat him. Anything.
I mean, 8K to 12K net worth, that's such a gap.
The problem is also that PL is not even quote-unquote online yet.
No.
Once that heart is there, that strain is gonna feel unstoppable.
Has fallen.
So a smoke again by RNG, and they feel the desperation, the need to go and get these kills. They think about Toronto, Tokyo. They saw the Avalanche, they made the turnaround, but they are not going to go as well. Spirit, they're together.
He's also so tanky. Now it's a 5-man smoke. Now lanes are pushed in a little bit, especially the bot lane, so it should be quite obvious. If they kill Chalice first, it's a massive kill.
They'll go to the Avalanche, toss on X-Nova. They'll get the kill on one. Now the Slithering Crush, they found themselves Chalice. They've got the Moonverse kills from downtown once again. The Fabled's there with Primal Roar being thrown over on the collapse. Blade Fury, LSA, they've got the control, but the stolen Primal Roar again! It hits on the Saunders. Do they have enough to turn this? It's not looking likely. Ghost ends up dead. They throw it those Goodably, but the damage just isn't there on the side of RNG. They'll land the LSA coming through onto Yatoro, but X-Nova dead for the second time. They just can't find the damage. They do get collapsed, but is that worth it? Not really. It just has not been value. These trades have not worked out.
Dieback on X-Nova. 9K Golding suddenly. Hard is just around the corner. The game is looking real rough. We spoke about the only answer being Juggernaut to the Phantom Lancer, and he's just getting taken out without really getting any kills in return. 1-5-1. Not the scoreline that we're looking for. And this off-lane duo of Slaughter, Snapper really worked out perfectly.
Midas Arm is disgusting, especially once they hit 6, of course, right? Corrosive Haze, a little Shredder. They'll shred right through these heroes very quickly, and RNG are yet to offer a solid rebound to what's going on. They're trying to trade, but they don't have a link cable, and they're stuck in the Game Boy Color era.
I love that era, though.
I know.
Pokemon games there, and then you like plug in the game in the N64 in the Pokemon Stadium.
Oh, yeah.
I love that one. You're getting triple speed and whatnot. However, look at the Tiny. He's going for that build that we spoke about, right? Aghanim, Scepter plus Slaughter, and that's disgusting. You get permanently slowed, and whoever's amped is just dead. There's nothing you can do about it. Dirty.
Boschka on the screen. Always sitting at an angle.
Yeah. When I go to school, stop copying my homework, bro.
Laguna Blade comes out. Finger 2. Double burst, not enough. Laguna is going to be thrown here by Boschka over at Saunders. They get the gun of Naka. They'll take out one. Saunders is dead too. It's just, it is never being clean for RNG.
Because I think the fire...
It is. It's really burning away.
Extinguishing.
Yes.
It's being extinguished rather by the big water boy that collapses. Now it's a BKB. He didn't even have the BKB. The crew level.
Avalanche.
And Ghost is...
Toss Ghost, rebound, trying to run. He's got the healing ward, but here comes Yatoro. Doppelganger looking at Xnova, who's willing to give up his life for the greater good, but the greater good is kind of running out of steam.
The heart is not on the way for Yatoro. He's going to be sitting at a 3.k health. Now this is where it starts, right? The Inu's coming and coming and coming and coming, providing some vision for the Strada, for Tiny. How do you deal with him now? Like, you have one mana drain every 6 seconds.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, not ideal. Shredder takes towers quicker, the TP's over towards top, they want to go for Chalice. It's like the second you show in a lane, if you're RNG, you're in so much trouble. Telekinesis, Fire Staff Cookie, there's the lockdown, they're gonna toss him on top of you, and boom, Chalice, gone.
Didn't speak about it, but Rubik's stole this post, so get it, and
Toss the Centaur.
yeah, he will throw you back like 500 range. German suplex, but
oh yeah, they give him the 5-star Frog Splash and well, in for the 3 count. 4-man smoke from RNG. Again, it just feels so desperate to make something happen. These heroes are made from the side of Team Spirit, and it feels like it has to be desperate, right? You're down by so much. Ghost needs a way to recover. Hell, your whole team needs a way to recover, and it's just not there. That is a very quick Ags for Tiny. Somnus showing himself to blink forward. Kaka's over to the side. They've got the Lotus Orb, so he really can't do anything except blink forward, try to TP. He's out.
Easy peasy. How is our PL looking? He's going for, of course, Mage Slayer build up. Going to get Bloodthorn. Perfect item for PL now because usually how you kill illusion is via magic damage. Juggernaut Spin, Maelstrom, whatever. But Mage Slayer is really going to nullify that damage. Well, not nullify, but negate it. Not negate it, but reduce it.
Go on.
Not some English words.
Yeah.
They're being thrown around.
Right, you're doing good.
My mind was a little bit discombobulated.
Doing good. I like that word.
Me too. I learned from you.
I know. A little bit of an English teacher myself to go for the second Roche. They'll try to take it quickly. Try really isn't the optimal word I can use. They're gonna get it. They'll secure it. Yeah, thrashing, destroying, smoking, killing, swapping, yeah, that's one as well. They'll throw the axes over. It's really where you want to be. And Xnova's going to try and rebound away, but the rest of the team can certainly follow this up. And that is a Denmark's bottom tower. Goes again. He's forced to run. Blade Fury out, but he doesn't offer any damage.
You know this, Beacon. Run away from your problems, but eventually
they catch up with you.
You're gonna solve them. How do you solve them this game? Well, luckily it's not my question to answer because I don't really have one answer.
Okay.
PL is just too big. Like, this is really the only time PL looks unstoppable, right? Like, here's his Dufu, okay, he's strong, or like, decent, gets his mana, yeah, not bad. But after hard, get the
He has been pretty unstoppable. Toronto, Tokyo looking for a way in against Somnus. They're sitting on the high ground. Blink Avalanche is certainly what they can go with, and that's exactly what they're going to do with the BKB being popped by Somnus. It's already a little bit too late. They'll go in with the rebound. They'll look for the Laguna Blade. The right click damage is down on the Poshka, but Collapse could go in if he so pleases. The BKB is no longer available on Somnus, so they have to retreat up the steps. With no Rubik, they do kind of back off a little bit, but they've got this Aegis. They don't have to go too far back.
Mjolnir is online now, so at least there's some damage to the PL, but he's already getting his mage there very soon. Yeah, it's tough. He also does not have his Manta Style yet. There will be a Orchid with Phantom Lancer, so if he gets Orchid before he spins, he's just dead. So many problems.
Oh yeah.
There's a new problem every time. Okay, now I have a damage out of the PL, but it's not already. Oh, I need my Manta Style too, because there's an Orchid. What do you do?
Raiding tier 2 bottom. Move on for more.
Now Phantom Lancer also has the rush range talent, so these more pesky.
Here they go up on the high ground. At least Yatro's here so far.
How do they stop him? He hasn't ages.
And
Get help.
do you want to step on that? Because there's two heroes waiting to blink right on top of you. Or really, Collapse will blink, and then the tree volley will come in. These heroes are top. They're not even trying to defend on the side of RNG. All they have so far is Chalice. And kind of X-Nova. Yatoro pushing them back just with his presence. They've thrown the Lotus Orb on an illusion. Maybe trying to trick them to jump in. That Primal War. Who knows?
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
Bottom set of racks. Not looking good. And neither is Chalice. He's in trouble, but he gets back into the base. X-Nova not so fortunate. The Mortimer's kisses are used. They finally got Ghost and Somnus back in the base. It's on to the top and mid set of racks. Right now, mid's in their eyes, mid's in their gaze, and they're going to go for it. It's very quick. They can just really make things happen. They're going to the air strike. They're really going to look for the finishing blow, but they've got the Lotus Orb. There's the Blade Fury doppelganger away. Toronto, Tokyo. He's going to be telekinesis by Poshka down to the low ground thanks to the shard, and it's just very easy to disengage. Spirit really don't have to commit too much. They've got Doppelganger, they have the telekinesis, and they really can just run from these heroes. Again, the Lotus Orb keeping them safe. They've got the silence on to Somnus. There's nothing he really offers at this moment, and another tier 3 goes down for the side of RNG.
Yeah, and now they're finally going to back off because Yatoro is obviously pretty low, so no need to really force anything. Phantom Lancer is the king this game. Just wait, you can wait for this Roshan if you want, keep RNG in their base, outscale them. It's a pretty easy win for Spirit from him. Granted that they won't mess up. And so far they haven't really messed up at all.
Diving tier 4s and not doing anything too crazy just yet.
Still 8 to 50. See how aggressive they're going to get. Comes out. She just went straight for an aim, just got famous super sniff. I love it. When you're ahead this far, just play safe. Right to get the risk.
Especially in an elimination game like this, Yatoro feeling very confident to just frontline here. That Lotus Orb is certainly going to help. They've got the Avalanche coming through on a 1. They use the Primal War. It's going to be on the Toronto, Tokyo. They'll go to the Dispos, throw him back, and now the 4-step away. The Yatoro's up to the back line looking for Kaka. They're trying to get the damage. They're finally taking a collapse. They've got some starter with no buyback. But look at Somnus. He's on the run. He's silenced up. And here come the kisses from downtown. But into the base they go. They are driving a little bit. They need to be a bit careful with what and how far they go.
They just ran out. Are they go back? He's not going back into the castle.
He's still safe for now. They've got the Fire Snap Cookie. They get the kill on X-Nova. He'll be forced to buy back into the game. And again, they go after the racks. Take away none. At least not yet. Okay, never mind.
The buybacks, they respect it.
We'll deny it.
But 22k gold lead, again, they do not have to finish this game just yet. They can wait for the next Roshan. They're pretty safe. And this was on cooldown as well. Not to force anything. Without finish.
All these games have been so one-sided. I mean, this one is no different.
It's pretty much the name of the patch. Like, you lose one lane, or 2 lanes even, it's so hard to get back into the game. And after you lose one fight, suddenly you're like DL, which is completely out of control. I mean, look at Toronto Token, 7-0-12.
Mountain cannon!
They've all been playing amazing in this game.
Graph is not pretty if you're hoping RNG can come back here.
There was a chance for PL at his heart.
Is there still a chance?
It's very difficult. As I said, like, Team Spirit will have to make mistakes, while RNG has to play perfectly. Then, fighting together can definitely create a comeback here. They're 5-man small despite all the lanes pushing in. That screams desperation usually. It is super obvious, they're just using it to D-ward, get some map back. But yeah, Roshan is just around the corner.
I've tried to do this a couple times. They've gone to a lot of those like 4 or 5-man smokes and really haven't made it work. The one time it did work, they got Yatoro, but
5-man smoke with Spirit, which is not as obvious because all the lanes actually push in. They have 0 info on RNG. Holding the high ground. Made it out. Bottom. Oh, Somnus might be the unfortunate one. Somnus, be careful.
Somnus, Maposhka ready to go, but he's not going to be needed just yet. They'll get the kill to Somnus. He's got buyback. They're into the base again. The mid-racks still scratched up from the last time.
Buyback and back.
And
stay around.
Yeah, they don't have to, but they could.
They could if they wanted to. But again, risk anything. Elimination game, 1-1. You're out. There's a lot of money on the line.
All right, Spike point forward, and that's not where you want to be. However, and this. So Toronto Tokyo is going to be okay. They go to the Omni Slash immediately, and Kaka's gone. He's got no buyback. RNG have come to them and given up a kill.
This was not like used. Now there's no Omni Slash for the next fight. It's going to be even more difficult to fight, and they know that.
Yeah, sure.
If someone stands again, the game is over and he just fine.
Yeah, Avalanche comes in, they're going to toss him up into the air. The Avalanche hit on the 3. They'll get the kill on a ghost. They'll take out Chalice. They'll call GG, and Team Spirit will eliminate RNG with ease. Game 2 wasn't exactly there, but 1 and 3 were certainly stops. And they will step on RNG and kick them out of the tournament.
Yeah, and in game 2 where they had like a big draft disadvantage, they got